Hi guys, welcome back to our channel.
Hey y'all.
If you're new here, I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Aaron.
And we're Avery Street Design Studio.
Still.
Alright, we're back for our Sunday video. Thank you guys for all being here.
Thanks y'all.
Appreciate it.
Love you.
Today's video I'm really excited about. It is some way to turn some scraps into money.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys see it sitting over there, but we have an abundance.
A ton.
Yep. So.
And which also leads me to
comment of the week. So this week's comment of the week is from a loyal viewer, very chatty with us all the time.
We love hearing from.
We do. This is from Hazel the Sausage Dog 8928.
I wish we knew your actual first name, but we'll call you Hazel the Sausage Dog.
Throw that in there if you like.
Yes.
If not, let's call you Hazel. Anyway, they're right. This is in reference to last week's video. Quality project, big money saver. Great t-shirts in both different ways. Cheryl, you need a Bigfoot one, hide and seek world champion. Aaron, Guns N' Roses.
Yep.
Suggestion for yard dice.
So that's what we're making today.
Your lucky day, Hazel the Sausage Dog. You've been asking. We're going to do it.
We're going to do it, and we're also going to do yard Jenga and yard dominoes.
That's right.
I didn't even know those existed until I started doing some research on yard games, and I think they'll be a lot of fun. I love dominoes.
We do.
I loved it the last time I played it, but I actually can't even remember how to play it anymore.
Yeah, we play and we have to have a refresher every time we do, but that's all right.
But it's a lot of fun,
So, and also, pertaining to that comment, we are getting ready to release our merch on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
We're setting it up as we speak, so it will be available very soon.
And there's a shirt in there, Hazel Sausage Dog, that you will like. It's something that you and I both are fans of.
That's right. Mystery for everybody.
Yes.
Yep. So anyway, those will be coming out soon.
Yes.
Keep an eye out. And I guess that's it. I guess we're ready to roll.
Let's get started.
Yep. All right, we're going to start with the yard dice. I have some old 4x4 posts. It used to be table legs. You can see the screw. These are the easiest thing you can make. This is guaranteed money. Even if you buy the wood, a 4x4 redwood post is $13 at the store. So, and you can make, I haven't done the math, but multiple sets out of the one.
Probably two sets.
Yeah, well, more than that. They're 8 feet long.
Oh, well.
And you've got 25 inches of, you've got.
Okay, our math isn't going to math.
I'm not going to do that right now to you. So we're going to start cutting 3.5 inch pieces. And this is a 3.5 inch by 3.5 inch post. That's right. So we're going to start by making 5 of those blocks.
Set up your stop block so that way it's
repeatable
easy.
Cuts.
Yes.
Out with the little router table with a round over bit in it. As you can see, these 4x4 posts already have 4 rounded edges, so we're going to do both ends of each block and make them match. Now we're going to give the dice a quick sand, all masked up and ready to go, so let's get those done. So I went ahead and put a couple coats of white paint on the dice. Boring stuff, you guys don't need to see that. We're going to let these dry and then she's going to put the dots on them.
All right, guys, now we're ready to put the dots on the dice. I have simply Googled what dots go where on a die. I guess it would be singular if I'm talking about one. And I have done one right here, and it turned out really good. So we're going to start on this one. I'm going to show you 2 different ways you can do it. These I've bought at Hobby Lobby. You can order them on Amazon, Walmart, wherever you get your craft supplies. I would use this size. I don't know what size it is. This would be the 20 millimeter. 10, 20, yeah, 20. That would be if you did it with paint, and you would just dip it in the paint and then dip it on your die.
Don't have a lot of control over how messy that is, though.
No. And if this is my preferred method, this is you can get these anywhere. This one just happens to be from China because I ordered it on Temu, sorry. But anywhere, Amazon, Walmart, Hobby Lobby, anywhere you can get these. And I've picked out the size of circle, and it's about the same size as this, so they match. And what I'm gonna do is just find the center. Now you could measure if you wanted to be accurate. I can just eyeball it. Just depends on how good at eyeballing you are. Also, if you didn't want to do any of this, you could just get stickers and then seal them on. Of course, we're going to seal this marker. I'm doing this with my Faber-Castell Pit Artist Big Brush.
Link in the description.
Yeah, link is in the description. And I'm using the small one, which is B. They're actually both B, but this is, I believe, 105 or something like that.
You could also do these with a cove bit on your router.
Yes.
Or you could do it on your laser engraver if you had one of those.
Absolutely. But we're going to show you a way that anybody can do them, because not everybody has a laser engraver. Not everybody has router bits and all that stuff. If it was router bits for me, I would be out. You know, I've not really ever used a router, so this way anybody can do it. So I'm going to take my skinny marker. You could use pencil, and another way you could do is draw it on with a pencil and then paint it if you wanted, but we're going to use the markers because that's what I like to use. So I'm just going to take my skinny one and go around it, and then I'm going to take my big brush marker and I'm going to fill in the middle. Now whenever you're using markers like this, you need to make sure you seal it after you're done. And see, there is the one. Now according to this picture, I hope you guys can see this. Next would be, I would flip it, and next would be the 3, and then I would flip it, 6, 4, and then I'll go back and do the sides. I'll turn it back to 3, and then I'll do 2 and 5. But let's go ahead and do the 3 real quick. And on this one, I'm gonna pretty much find the center again.
Sorry for the chewing noise. That would be Rupert trying to tear up his bone.
They always make so much noise when we're trying to film anything. It's like they know.
They know.
They want to be on camera is what it is. So there's my middle one. And I'm just going to line this up. Now I'm used to doing this stuff and eyeballing all the time. You know, if you need to measure, go ahead and measure. But also if you mess up, you can sand it back off and repaint it and then do it again. So trial and error, you guys. There's the 3. So you would just continue on. The next one would be 6, and the next one would be 4, and then 2, and then 5. But that gives you an idea. So you can do markers, paint, and stamp. You can get black stickers,
router bit,
engraver, pencil, and then paint in the circle with paint. or even you can use a paint pen as well. You know, what is that brand? If you guys are going to use a paint pen, you should use Posca. You know, I prefer the India ink, but these are the best paint pens I've found. So, you know, if you like that, these are the kind you have to push. I always do that to the side on a paper plate or a piece of paper, because you don't want to push on your product, because you'll get a flood of paint and then you'll have a mess.
Yep.
But, yep, that's it.
All right, we're starting on the yard dominoes. There are 28 of them, and they are 7 inches long by 3.5 wide by 1/2 inch thick, and we're using part of our stash of the cedar cutoffs. And I'm going to run them through the planer real quick to get them down to the right thickness and to smooth out those sides, and then we'll cut them the other way. Okay, we have changed the size we're going to do. We're making these 8 inches long by 4 inches wide, a little bigger than the ones we've been looking at, just because they look better that way. So we're going to get all these cut to length, and then we're going to go get them cut on the table saw to the right width. Okay, we're going to cut them all down to 4 inches wide here on the table saw. We've got our super fancy new push stick to use, so we're excited about that. Okay, now we're going to take all the 28 pieces. We're going to round off all the corners and the edges. Do it if you want to, don't if you don't. It is time consuming, but it makes it look a little nicer and it just gives it a better finished look. So we're gonna get started on all these.
Guess what time it is?
Yay!
It's viewer submission.
It is. We're very excited.
Yes.
There were only 2 of you this week, both very good. One is returning all-star Mark Pemberton.
Yes, thank you, Mark.
Thank you. He did the patio chair.
Yes.
Turned out really good.
Really
Love
good.
it. And the second one was Jason Wells.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason. He did the single picket planter with the feet on it. He did one sort of the way we did it, and then spiced the other one up with his granddaughter's name and designs. Her name was Hadley Gray. She did a great job.
Yes,
you did. You guys are awesome.
Awesome.
Love
Thank you so much.
the spruced up planner.
We love seeing the stuff you guys build. It's amazing.
Especially with grandkids.
Yes, grandkids are awesome.
So you guys know what to do. Here is our address if you'd like to participate.
Put in the subject line, viewer submission.
That's right. Send it to this email address and we'd be happy to show your stuff.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
So we've got a lot of sanding to do. We're going to do the dominoes first. Just give them a quick buzz. I mean, they're already pretty smooth from the planer, but they need to be smoother. So let me put my mask on. Now we're getting ready to put the line down the middle of the domino, and we're going to put the dots on this one. Now it will be the same thing as the dice, except I am using a bigger circle for the dominoes because they're a little bigger. Here is the first two I've done. The very first domino doesn't have anything on it, and the second has 2 ones. Now, in order to see what dots you need to put on what, this I got off Pinterest. You can Google it, just Google dominoes numbered out, however you want to Google it. But it's real easy to find. Anybody can find that. We'll try to include a link for that and for the dice also. Now my wonderful husband has cut me a piece. Other way. Since these are 8 inches in width, he's cut me a piece of wood that is 4 inches. So I'm just going to line it up. And on this, I'm just going to take my skinny marker and draw the line across. Once again, you could do this line on the table saw with tell them what it's called, Aaron.
It'll just be a really thin dado.
Really thin dado. You could you use a router?
I mean, it would be a lot of setting up and a jig or something to make, but
And you could route out the holes too. Same everything just like the dice.
Yep. These are a perfect candidate for a laser engraver if you have one.
Yes.
Or a CNC machine if you have one.
Yes.
All that stuff.
And the same way if you don't have any of that expensive stuff.
Yeah.
One of these stencil or sponges, acrylic paint markers, India ink markers. I would never use alcohol markers because they won't write on it. So on this one, the first one on the dice, I don't know if this is anything in English because it's from China. I used 18, I guess that's millimeter, centimeter, millimeter.
I don't know.
On the dominoes, I'm using the one that says 25.
And you need to make sure and seal these if they're bare wood or stained.
Yes.
Or your markers will bleed into the raw wood.
Yes. And then on these, you might need to measure, or you can just eyeball it like I do. That's just how I roll. Put you something good on TV, a awesome UFO podcast, or
you
music.
could also make templates on your Cricut machine, and if you're that good with your Cricut, you can make them.
Yeah, you could use vinyl too.
Vinyl.
For these dots.
All that.
And for the line.
Yep.
The line might be kind of tricky, but yeah. So then you just.
Something to do these with repeatable precision.
Yeah.
However you can do it.
If you're pretty good at eyeballing, you can just do it all like this. And it won't be any big deal. And like if you mess up on this, just redo it. That's all you got to do.
We would have done these on the laser engraver, but I didn't have the 12 hours or whatever it would take to lay it all out and wait for it to.
Yeah, he would have had to create the image for each one, and we had one day to film this week, so we're having to.
Although, if you do have a laser engraver, you can take that same piece of paper that she just showed you with the dots on it, and you can
scan it,
screen capture that, or scan it, and feed it right into one of those programs, and there's your laser file.
Oh, well, there you go. You don't even have to sit and create it.
If you can find a picture of it, you can burn it on a piece of wood.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So, if you're doing it this way, just sit down and get comfortable, put on some TV or whatever, and do
Ancient Aliens.
Ancient Aliens would be good.
Yep.
Yes. But yeah. Quick and easy.
Pretty awesome.
And I originally wanted to paint all of these white, because dominoes are white, or they're kind of an off-white color, but yeah, they're bone colored. We just didn't have the time, so we're doing these natural.
Lots of them are natural or stained.
Yes.
They look awesome.
They're good. You can offer that painted, stained, natural, however, and that can be part of your package of how you want to sell them. And that can make you stand above everybody else, because some people just have one way they do it and that's it. So be competitive. We're probably going to create a box for these to sit in, and we would ship it like that, because dominoes are in a box. You could do that for your dice. You could do that for your Jenga as well. The Jenga one would be pretty heavy, but yeah, or you could just make a bag, a fabric bag, and put them in there with a drawstring.
Or just shrink wrap them up and send them as is.
That's true.
It's up to you.
Yeah, however you want to package them. So, but that's how we're doing that, and I'm just going to keep on going until I get all 28 done.
Okay, we're going to start on the yard Jenga. You can see my stack of 2x4s behind me here. We are going to cut 54 of them, 7 inches long, 7.5 inches long. Then we're going to take them to the table saw, cut one rounded edge off, and then cut them 2.5 inches wide. So they're square all the way around, and then there will be a ton of sanding. So we're going to get started on the cuts. If any of your wood is warped or bowed, you probably don't want to use it, because Jenga is a very flat-fitting game if you're not aware of it. Okay, you can see the stack of wood we have to cut. It's a lot. The smarter way to do this, as Cheryl told me, would be to cut the long pieces before you cut them up into little pieces. You can get your straight, square edges on both sides. If you can run an 8-foot 2x4 through your table saw, that would be ideal. But these were all little pieces, so we're going to get started. Now finally we're going to sand the mountain of Jenga pieces. It's a lot, so yep.
All right, guys, so now we have the finished products.
Yep.
We did the giant yard Jenga, the yard dominoes, and the yard dice.
Yep.
I think they all turned out great. It only took me 1 hour to put all the dots on all of the dominoes and all of the dice, which weren't bad at all.
That's fast.
Of course, you can paint or stain, do any color. You can do the same with the Jenga. You can even personalize them. I've seen that. Let's start with the dominoes, because I've got this right here.
Yep.
I've seen them on Etsy that come in a box. Now, obviously, you can see this is not a box. It's a almost finished box.
Yeah.
And it's not the right size.
Right.
But I've seen them put in here in a box like this, fit to size, of course, and stacked, and that's how they ship them, and that's how you keep them.
That's right.
Which you can charge more for them that way.
Yep.
Or you can simply stretch wrap them together and ship them out.
Let them worry about it.
And they're ready to use. You can also, if you have any access to any kind of bags, order some on Amazon, like cloth bags
Mesh.
with you can put them in that too.
Yep.
So on the yard dominoes, those sell for $100.
You believe that?
And that's an in-between price. They can go up to, depending on how big you want the dominoes, $350 was the highest I saw. About $60 was the lowest.
Yep.
They were smaller than these. So I took a reasonable number, and we put ours at $100.
Yeah, if you make the box, obviously that'll cost more.
Yes.
So
that's
awesome
extra.
for that.
Yes. And as far as the dice, they turned out really cute. They were really easy to put all the dots on, no problem. You can also stain these, paint them different colors, whatever you want.
Yep.
And
side note, when you do your marker, if that's how you do it, they need to be sealed over after you're done
Yes.
to lock that marker in there.
So they're waterproof. As far as the dice, I would sell this set just like it is for $60.
Yep.
I've also seen these come in boxes, and you just, smaller box, of course.
Yep.
And you can sell that, and then you can personalize the box, write dominoes across there,
yard
or
dice.
you can do that with stencil. You can, dice, not dominoes.
Yep.
Anyways, you can write that on there. You can stencil it on. You can laser engrave it, whatever you want to do. And of course, we told you earlier when we were finishing, you can use a router to, what's it called?
It's a cove bit. It's
cove
like a
bit.
half moon shaped router bit.
Yeah, so you
Super
can do
easy.
it that way too.
Yep.
The more things you do like that, the more you can charge for them. And so the dice, I said, were 60. The yard dominoes are 100.
Yep.
And the Jenga,
Yep.
now those range in prices too, depending on how big each block is. Ours are what, 7 by?
7 by 2.5 by 1.5.
Yep.
So it's a standard size 2x4, 2.5 wide, 7.5 long.
They could sit that out on a table, or they could sit around on the ground and do it. It's great.
Yeah.
And
these are just
100.
bare wood. We didn't seal or stain or anything like that.
And we would have made boxes and probably done something with those, but we simply ran out of time.
Always.
So those are the things. I'm excited to try them out. Got to figure out how to play dominoes again because it's been so long.
Sad.
But yeah, they turned out
great. We did a great job.
I love them.
These are hot stuff for spring and summer, so if you have a stockpile of scrap wood, here you go.
Yeah, because before you know it, Memorial Day will be coming up, 4th of July, all the summer activities that everybody gets together and has
camping,
cookouts.
lake house, all
Yeah,
that.
I would love to take these camping with us. That would be a great addition to our camping games. So
There they are, y'all.
Yep. If you haven't had a chance, please like the video and subscribe to our channel and share. That helps us out greatly.
It does. We'd appreciate it.
Yes. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, we noticed a lot of you that view the videos are not subscribed to the channel.
What is wrong with you?
If you would just take a moment and subscribe, we would greatly appreciate it. It helps our channel out so we can continue making content.
Yeah, we're out here busting it for you guys. Least you could do is hit the subscribe button. All right.
And please like and share the videos. That helps us out a lot. That helps us to bring us up in the algorithm so more people see our videos.
Just do it. Do it already.
Thank you.
Thanks.